What's good? What's good? What is good, y'all? This is a topic that I've wanted to do for a little minute, but I didn't know how I wanted to go about it. I had to get certain things set up and whatnot. And I know other people have covered the topic already, but I would like to throw in my 2 cents. If y'all okay with that, I would like to throw in my 2 cents about this topic because, hip hop is my favorite genre besides R&B. Hip hop is my favorite genre, and I take a lot of hip hop news and a lot of stuff serious. I just don't talk about it on here, but I think this is something that we do have to talk about with the shift in hip hop that is going on that some people understand, but a lot of people, the masses, isn't really hopping on board with. So I think this is a good time to really sit down and talk about it with your boy 93 Wavy. You feel me? So let's get into this. Let's change up the scene. Look. Watch this, y'all. Watch this, y'all. I'm telling y'all, I'm learning. I'm figuring things out. I got my moving on in the back. You feel me? Watch it. Bam! You see that? You see that? You see the transition? Hold on. Wait. 1, 2. Ooh, boy. Anyway. I would like to talk about the Billboard's Hot 100 and how hip hop isn't in the charts in the top 40 at all. And this hasn't happened in the past, what they say, 35 years? 35 years is the first time hip hop has not been in the top 40 on Billboard's Hot 100. We're going to go through and see who is in the top 40. We want to see who's there. And I want to sit here and talk about why this is actually what I believe a good thing for hip hop. So let's go through real quick. So as you see, and I ain't gotta name out all of them. You could see and read for yourself. You feel me? But I want to show you at least Taylor Swift, whoever that is, and no disrespect if I don't know you, no disrespect at all. You feel me? I just haven't listened to you or heard of you at all. But this is discovery. You feel me? But you see Taylor Swift, Alex Warren, Taylor Swift, Olivia Dean, Justin Bieber got up here, Kehlani. Now this is R&B, not hip hop. This is R&B. But I'm glad to see she's up here. Taylor Swift, Morgan Wallen, Leon Thomas. Seeing these two is 7 and 10. I do want to say this: R&B is making a strong comeback into the global mainstream scene. Okay, it's coming back hard. Taylor Swift again, Summer, Taylor Swift again, Morgan Wallen again, Sabrina Carpenter, Raven Lenae, Chris Brown featuring Bryson Tiller. R&B's making a hard comeback. But as you see, we're already down to 20. And we haven't seen no hip-hop artists yet. Soulja Boy, Somber, Morgan Wallen. You see, Taylor Swift again. Luke Combs, country singer. I don't know them. Is that anime? Probably some type of K-pop type of stuff. Taylor Swift. Benson Boone. Tate McRae. I don't know who that is. That's her again. Taylor Swift again. Michael Jackson, Thriller, a re-entry. Greatest of all time. Michael Jackson. I'll tell you. But as you see, okay. So as of, what is this? The week of November 8th, 2025. It is November 4th. Okay, so what is that? November 8th is Friday, Saturday? Okay, whatever, cool. So that means the charts are updated. But still, at 38, we have Meg Thee Stallion's Lover Girl. This is her first week. This is brand new. Just got up there. But as you see, who else? Hip-hop wise, at least. Okay? The next hip-hop, oh man. Youngboy. NBA Youngboy at 48. Okay? So as you see, hip-hop isn't up in the mainstream, up in the Billboard's charts like that. Mariah the Scientist. But that isn't necessarily a bad thing because you have to think about how hip-hop was brought up in the first place. The essence of hip-hop in general. Hip-hop wasn't meant to be, I won't say it wasn't meant to be mainstream, but hip-hop wasn't really built to be like this huge global, I'm glad it is a huge global sensation, but it wasn't really meant to be like publicized or mainstream in that sense. The whole point of hip hop was to be for the culture. For the culture of black people, for instance. We had Grandmaster Flash, Silk the Shocker, Run DMC, and everything. And the younger generation always talks about how those are very old school, and they were, oh, I went to the store today and bought some Doritos, some Fritos. You feel me? It was stuff like that, but it was really stories of being black, being black American, African American. Whether it was in New York where it started, to whether it went down south to Atlanta, Florida, all the way over to the Cali area, it was talking about different struggles, different day-to-day life for black people. But then it evolved and went into the mainstream, and hip hop was on top for a long time. Like, y'all think NWA probably did hit the Billboard top, but y'all really think NWA was staying up there that long? You think people really bumping NWA like that unless you was black? Them mugs were scared. They were scared of that type of music. But now that we're in 2025, and previous years we had Uzi, Kodak, Kendrick, Drake, J. Cole, people like that hit the mainstream. But as we see, people always, in the past couple of years, people have talked about the decline of hip hop. The decline of hip hop is dead. And even some of your favorite reactors talked about how hip hop was dead and everything like that. Some of your favorite podcasts talk about how hip hop was dead. But hip hop was never dead. Hip hop wasn't really supposed to be this mainstream thing. Once it did go mainstream, let me change this up real quick. Once it did go mainstream, we seen more repetitive styles. We seen more people trying to take advantage of, the hottest sound, the trending sound. You seen people take advantage of, oh shoot, I want to be on top. Now hip hop is oversaturated to where even the real hip hop heads were like, okay, what we got? And this is no disrespect to any of these artists I'm about to name, but think about it like this. We had Playboy Cardi, who sounds like Playboy Cardi. Ken Carson has a similar sound. Yeet has a similar sound. Destroyed Lonely has a similar sound. Uzi has a similar sound. A lot of those artists who hit the top, they all have a similar sound, which I like to call the mainstream formula. You feel me? It was Drake, for instance, and I'm bringing up Drake right now, even though I'm not a big fan of Drake right now at all, and I mean at all, between his music and the shenanigans. Y'all know me. But look at Drake. He was in the top for the longest time. But that was because, just like the other names that I mentioned, when it comes to hip hop, it was an easy digest. You can easily digest Drake's music. You feel me? It was so easy to pick up and listen to, and people always thought it was deep. Y'all can refer back to my 7 levels of rappers video where I talked about that. Drake, he can get deep, but he doesn't get like as deep as what people think. He's very surface level. But he became the poster boy of hip hop because he was the entry level into hip hop. And like I said, that's no shade to him, but he was entry level to where he was easy listenable to the whole world. To where once you dig deeper, you're not going to see Freddie Gibbs clips. You might see clips because of the whole good music aspect, Kanye aspect and everything, but you might see clips. You maybe see JID. You feel me? You might see Jid. You might see Mobb Deep. But even then, as you see, the next one besides Meg, and I can name some female rappers who are better than Meg, to me per se. Rhapsody. Little Sims. You feel me? Azalea Banks, even though Azalea Banks hasn't dropped music in a long time, still. That type of thing. You won't see those female hip hop artists in the Billboard's top 40. They're too underground. And the thing is, underground music is making a return. Meaningful hip hop is making a return. Even your favorite artists who were mumble rappers or whatever you want to call them, even they switched up their music a little bit. Playboy Cardi with I Am Music is way different from Whole Lot of Red. You know, even perfect example right now. Designer drop. Designer panda. Timmy Turner. Wishing for a burner. Can't live by him. He himself is rebranding, and as you've seen, if y'all watch my reaction to the LOD freestyle or anybody else's reaction, he's spitting again. The spitters are back in the limelight now. Meaningful hip hop that you could relate to, not just fun anymore. It's back to being something that you can listen to, you can relate to, and you're like, damn. And right here, I'm gonna pull this up. Shout out to Up Rocks. I found these on Instagram yesterday, and I want to bring these up real quick because some hip hop artists have some things to say. Alchemist, first one. He took to X, not Twitter. He took to X and said, "No rap in the top 40 has nothing to do with the music being bad or good." And it really doesn't. It really doesn't. It depends on what you listen to. It depends on how much you can relate to it, how much that hip hop song means to you. Hip hop saves lives. Just hearing other people's stories, it does some things to you. You feel me? Next, Smino. Rap went back underground. If you can't tell, he is not wrong. I can tell you, there's people that I know who they claim they're. My bad, my phone's blowing up. They claim they're hip hop fans, but when I ask them who their favorite hip hop artists are, it's never Alchemist, it's never Smino, it's never like I said, JID, it's never Larry June, it's never Currency. But they'll be like, yeah, it's Drake, it's Jack Harlow, 24K Golden, and no shade to any of them, but that's the hip hop you listen to. Like, it's very surface level, easy hip hop. Who's your favorite hip hop? There was one time I asked somebody who their favorite hip hop artist was, and they said Post Malone. I'm gonna save that topic for a different day, because if you ask me, Post Malone is a prime example of culture vulture and why a lot of black people are saying we should gatekeep hip hop. But we're gonna leave that topic for another day. But rap went back underground. Roam streets. Maybe it's just me, but I never looked at the Billboard chart to find what rap I need to listen to. All my favorite songs probably never even charted. 9 out of 10 of the Billboard songs my favorite rapper made is the one I skip, which is true when it comes to albums. If you ask me, oh my bad, I didn't even do this correctly. If you ask me, he's not wrong about that. There's some albums where I listen to and my favorite song is not even the lead single. It's not the mainstream song. Most mainstream songs I skip. I truly do. I love Schoolboy Q, and my favorite album by Schoolboy Q is Blank Face. But when Chopsticks comes on, I do skip that song. I skip it. Truly, honestly. Hold on, let me show y'all real quick. I forgot to blow it back up. I'm still getting used to this whole setup right now, okay? So forgive me. Yeah, Alchemist said what he said. Smino said what he said. Rome Street said what he said. Hit Boy, who's a producer / rapper, just like Alchemist, and they dropped a song that I need to react to. But look, listen. There's no hip hop rap songs in the top 40 on the Billboard Hot 100 for the first time since February 1990, ending a streak of 35 years, 8 months, and 3 weeks. And then Hit Boy actually says, "Good time for something to cut through. Something more authentic is going to cut through." Well, who is it going to be? And what I seen was people said that going back to the whole Drake and Kendrick thing, because like I said, that was probably the most pivotal moment in hip hop to date, was the Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef. Okay. That changed the landscape of hip hop for sure, because all the easy listening music that Drake put out and other artists like Drake, they have disappeared because Kendrick won the beef. The change happened. Now everybody's like, oh man, Kendrick said this, he said this, and said this, and we can still get up, groove, dance, party, have fun with it too. Ugh, it changed. So, and there's people out there that actually says hip hop is boring without Drake. And I had that video pulled up. I'll pull it up in a second. Hip hop is boring without Drake. No, it's not. The bar has been raised for hip hop. It has been raised. Mike Will made it. Artists, you can't get caught up in the hype or blog gossip. Think about your top 5 favorite albums and ask yourself how much did they sell the first week. That shows you how much that really matters. He's not wrong on that. Most of the folks from these outlets that send out the shade on your masterpiece don't even know how to make a ham and cheese sandwich. In other words, they had never created a thing in their life. Perfect your craft, create your product, then get it out so people who enjoy your shit can enjoy it, share and get inspired, etc. And keep them coming. That is perfectly put, because truly, if you're really into hip hop, think about some of your favorite songs, some of your favorite albums. One of mine being, and I can name some of my favorite artists that the mainstream probably have never heard of. Like I said, Freddie Gibbs, Larry June. If you want me to get deep, we could go Rob Banks. We could go Griselda with Benny the Butcher, West Side Gun, Conway the Machine, Boldy James, Jay Worthy, Polyester Saint. You feel me? Primo Rice. The list could keep going on and on about who I listen to. You feel me? We could go the Currency route. You feel me? We could go Trademark the Skydiver, Fiend. If you want to go the TDE route, we could go Ab-Soul, Schoolboy Q, Isaiah Rashad and stuff. They don't really chart like that, and they're big names. They don't chart. If you want me to get deeper, like I said earlier, Rob Banks is one of my favorites. If you want me to even go deeper, I could go Denzel Curry, even more, J.K. the Reaper. I love me some J.K. the Reaper when he tried to call himself Jabby. Clint Norway, who stopped making music now, but he was part of Fang Life. You feel me? Who ran with J.K. the Reaper and a couple others. I rocked with those artists, and y'all probably never heard of them. But that's what hip hop does. You find these underground rappers, y'all find these rappers, and it's like, these are some of the coldest rappers you ever heard in your life. And they're not mainstream, but they are really good. But they're not the easy listen. You got to be able to bear it. Mikey Rocks, Sir Michael Rocks, one of the cool kids, started Mystery School. Mr. Banco himself, Mr. Skinny Nigga of the Year. Come on now. Mikey Rock said, no songs on Billboard charts. Yeah, rap is cooked for you. You didn't study or even appreciate music in general as an art form. You focused on copying whatever makes money. Outside of rap aesthetics, you're not interesting or well-rounded, and he is totally 100% correct. Some of these rappers who y'all like to put in the limelight, for instance, Ice Spice and people like her, y'all put Leangelo Ball up there on stage. What Tyler the Creator say? Put me on the stage and I'll show you the difference between a real artist who took years to perfect his craft. He wasn't put in the mainstream like that. He built his way up there. He practiced. He went and did underground shows. Got his skills up to where he's selling out. He's one of the best performers. Joey Badass, same way. A great performer. Ab-Soul and them, great performers. That's what makes a real hip-hop artist a real hip-hop artist. They grind, they fight, they claw, and they tell you their stories. They give you the real struggle. Not these manufactured rappers who you put out there and they can't perform worth shit. The best thing they can do is either shake ass or just, This is an art that people need to take more serious. Is that the last one? Yes. And now I do want to pull up one clip real quick. Um, I want to pull this up because I got this. Okay, look, watch this real quick.
We need Drake. When Drake was around, hip hop was still exciting. When Drake, after
I
the
love
Drake,
Drake.
yo, when Drake was doing his tour and lighting up the city and everything, it was lit.
Yeah.
Nobody can light up the city. I just said on the other shit with Lord Sko, I said this shit is boring. Nobody's excited.
Nobody excited. Hip hop is boring. And if you truly think hip hop is boring, that means you have not been paying attention to hip hop in the past couple years. Because honestly, it is thriving. Thriving. Just not in the limelight. Like Smino said, it went back underground. Like Sir Mikey Rock said, hip hop is cooked for you, who only listens to Drake, Post Malone, Young Thug. Even though Young Thug kind of cooked himself, let's be honest. Young Thug, people like that. You're not going to get the full respect for hip hop the way real hip hop fans have.
Kendrick is a great rapper. He's dope, but he's not bringing the excitement to it. He's bringing the creativity to it. Drake was outside with the whores. He was all over the place.
So, and with him saying that Drake was outside with the whores and everything, we get that you have to be very out there and really, you make hip hop look extravagant. You out there with all the women, you got the cars, you got the money, you got the clothes, you got the hoes, you got all this stuff. That's part of being a hip hop artist. But also be part of being a hip hop artist is telling us how you got to that point. What did you go through to get to that point? That's what makes it meaningful and makes us connect to you. Jay-Z's the best with evolving. As Jay-Z got older, he was done with the drug game, or he told us about his stories and everything, all the way from the early Reasonable Doubts all the way up to 444 to when now he's rapping with Jay Electronica and whatnot. You understand? His evolution going from a drug dealer to a businessman. I'm not a businessman, I'm a businessman. To him being a family man, to him being, religious Jay-Z. Kendrick Lamar the same way. He went from C4 mixtape Kendrick, little crash out knucklehead from Compton, to Section 80 baby. Now he's like, there's some stories here. Becoming conscious. To where we got the Good Kid, Mad City. Now he's talking about himself at a younger age. To Pimp a Butterfly, where now he's being socially aware. To Damn, now he's understanding his feelings and everything. To then he drops Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. To he's going to therapy as a grown man now. To GNX, don't forget he can still look, even though he went to therapy, he can still get at you. You feel me? Tyler the Creator, same way. If y'all listen to Tyler the Creator from Bastard, Goblin, Wolf, Cherry Bomb, all the way up to now, Chromacopia, Flower Boy, Igor, Chromacopia, Don't Tap the Glass, they evolved. People like Drake don't necessarily evolve with their music. Drake's almost 40 talking about whores and whatnot. Young Thug is still out here promoting cheating on his girlfriend who held him down as he was in jail for a while. Cheating on Murata Sciences and everything. That's cool. I'm not saying that's cool, but it was likable when we was younger. But now that we're older, it's time to change it up some. Let's keep this going. Look, you said it's not exciting. I went to the Kendrick concert in Detroit.
He's dope, but he's not bringing the excitement.
Who ain't bringing excitement?
He's dope, but he's not bringing the excitement.
Who ain't bringing excitement?
He's not bringing the excitement.
Come
Excitement. We need Drake.
Come on now. So all in all to say, we don't need Drake per se. We don't need any hip hop artist like Drake per se in order to say hip hop is thriving. The charts don't dictate if hip hop is good or not. It's really on the audience. It's really on the hip hop fans. So it's a good thing that hip hop went back underground, because now we're going back to the real essence and root of hip hop. You feel me? So come on, y'all. We had some great albums drop. We had some great songs drop. Y'all telling me y'all ain't listened to that whole Mobb Deep album yet? Phenomenal album. Freddie Gibbs and Alchemist Alfredo too. JID. Joey Badass. We had so many people drop albums. Boldy James drops. Westside Gunn just dropped again. He just dropped again. Big Crit's coming back. That's been announced. So come on, man. Hip hop is in a fantastic, fantastic place right now. But now we're weeding out those fans who aren't really fans of hip hop. We're weeding them out now. So this is gonna be a good restart for hip hop. If y'all enjoyed this video, please make sure y'all leave a like, subscribe to your boy, comment what you want to see next, share about my like a hoe. Like I said, this is the first time I did this type of format. You feel me? So I probably need to start taking notes or whatever. This was all off the top of the dome. This is all just raw thoughts that I had. And I wanted to talk to you guys about. So if y'all enjoyed it, let me know in the comments. Let's have a discussion of what y'all think. If y'all know some other albums that went crazy stupid, put them in the comments. Any albums I need to check out because they went crazy stupid, put them in the comments. Who are y'all favorite artists who's not on the top? You feel me? Let's have a discussion, man. I love doing this, bro. I love doing this. But y'all know me. Peace out, y'all.
Baby, tell me you love me, you want it. Baby, tell me you love me, you want it. Last love I had was a phony. Baby, tell me you love it, you want me. Cause I want it. Yeah, I'm back on that girl cause I want it. My opponent, beat it up like that, my opponent. Girl, you know that I love it, I want it. Girl, you know that I love it, I want it. Girl, you know that I love it, I want it.